Have you ever wondered why some desires manifest in minutes while others take years to come true? Why certain people seem to live in a permanent state of synchronicity while others struggle against the resistance of reality? There's a secret that Florence Scovel Shinn discovered in the 1920s when the world was sinking into the Great Depression and scarcity seemed to be the only possible truth. While millions were losing everything, she unveiled something that would forever change the understanding of time, desire, and manifestation. There's a sacred interval between the moment you formulate a desire and the instant doubt sets in. This space is exactly 18 seconds long. 18 seconds where eternity opens up, where physical laws bend before absolute conviction, where the impossible merely awaits your permission to become visible. Within these 18 seconds, you are no longer an ordinary human asking the universe for favors. You become a direct channel of divine creation, vibrating at the same frequency that created galaxies and moved oceans. In that moment, there is no distance between you and what you desire. There are no obstacles. There is no waiting time. But most people waste these 18 precious seconds. By the third second, they're already questioning if they deserve it. By the seventh, they're calculating the difficulties. By the 12th second, they remember past attempts that failed. And by the time they reach the 18th second, the sacred window closes, and what could have been instant manifestation turns into yet another struggle against reality. You no longer need to struggle. You no longer need to wait years for your life's transformation. You no longer need to accept that abundance is the privilege of a select few. What you are about to discover will completely change your relationship with time, with desire, and with your own creative power. Florence Scovel Shinn wasn't just teaching manifestation. She was revealing the secret mechanics of the very fabric of reality. And today, you're going to learn how to use these mechanics to your advantage. Because in 18 seconds, everything can change. In 18 seconds, anything can manifest. In 18 seconds, you can rewrite the script of your existence. But first, you need to understand what truly happens in these 18 sacred seconds. In the first 18 seconds after formulating any desire, your mind enters a state that ancient masters called the fertile void. In that moment, you are no longer operating solely on the physical plane. You connect directly with the creative matrix of the universe, the same field of infinite possibilities that generates stars and heals wounds. Florence Scovel Shinn understood that manifestation isn't about convincing the universe to give you something. It's about sustaining a specific vibrational frequency long enough for reality to reorganize itself around your conviction. And 18 seconds is precisely the time needed for this reorganization to begin. During these precious seconds, 3 things happen simultaneously. First, your emotional vibration aligns with the essence of what you desire. Not with lack, not with need, but with the reality of already possessing it. Second, your subconscious mind receives a direct command without filters or resistance. Third, you become a vibrational magnet for all the circumstances, people, and opportunities that can materialize your desire. But here's the secret few know. In these 18 seconds, you need to vibrate as if the desire were already real. Not as someone who waits to receive, but as someone who recognizes something they already possess. Not as one who asks, but as one who declares. Not as one who doubts, but as one who knows. The difference between instant manifestation and delayed manifestation lies in the quality of your vibration during these initial 18 seconds. If you vibrate in gratitude for something you don't yet see, the universe interprets this as an already existing reality and begins to set in motion all the necessary forces to make it visible. If you vibrate in lack, anxiety, or hopelessness, even if it's just for 3 seconds out of those 18, you program the manifestation to come laden with obstacles, delays, and difficulties. That's why some people can manifest a new job in a week, while others spend years trying. That's why some relationships appear like magic, while others are an endless series of near misses. Reality has no favorites. Reality simply responds to the most consistent vibrational frequency you emit, and the first 18 seconds of any desire determine what that frequency will be. Now you understand why Florence Scovel Shinn called words invisible molds. Because in the first 18 seconds, your words don't describe reality, they create reality. But what happens when you waste these 18 sacred seconds? Stop now and be completely honest with yourself. How many times have you formulated a desire and, in less than 20 seconds, were already mentally listing all the reasons why it would be impossible to achieve? How many opportunities have you pushed away because, at the exact moment they arose, you were vibrating in fear instead of gratitude? How many times were money, love, or healing knocking at your door, but you didn't recognize them because you were tuned into the frequency of lack? Each time you waste these 18 sacred seconds, you're not just postponing a manifestation, you're teaching your subconscious to distrust its own creative power. You're programming your reality to reflect doubt instead of certainty, resistance instead of flow. Observe your life at this moment. Look around. Everything you see is a direct reflection of your past 18 seconds. That bill you can't pay was born from 18 seconds vibrating in scarcity. That opportunity that didn't come is the result of 18 seconds doubting your worthiness. That person who didn't reach you is a reflection of 18 seconds believing in loneliness. Your current reality is a museum of your wasted 18 seconds. But here's the truth that will set you free. Each new desire is a new chance to correctly use these 18 seconds. Every moment is a fresh portal to completely rewrite the script of your existence. When you learn to sustain absolute faith for 18 seconds, something extraordinary happens. Your vibration becomes so pure, so aligned with the creative source, that the universe has no choice but to respond. Not because you deserve more than others, but because you've learned to operate at the same frequency that moves mountains. You feel the difference immediately. In the first few seconds after a well-formulated desire, a deep peace takes hold of you. Not the peace of one who waits, but the peace of one who has already received. Not the relief of one who hopes, but the tranquility of one who knows. And then, life begins to reorganize itself. Coincidences arise, the right people appear. Opportunities multiply. Money flows, doors open. Not because you forced or manipulated, but because you vibrated in harmony with abundance long enough for it to recognize itself in you. Are you ready to learn exactly how to do this? Are you prepared to discover the 3 keys that transform any desire into instant manifestation? Because once you master these 3 keys, you'll never have to wait for your abundance again. There are 3 keys that transform ordinary 18 seconds into sacred 18 seconds. 3 specific techniques that Florence Scovel Shinn used to manifest instant healings, unexpected money, and impossible opportunities. The first key is the breath of certainty. In the first 6 seconds of your desire, you breathe deeply 3 times, but not as one who seeks something. You breathe as one who has already found it. Each inhale brings gratitude for what is already yours. Each exhale releases any trace of doubt or lack. Your breath becomes a silent declaration. I accept what is already mine. The second key is the visualization of the present. In the next 6 seconds, you don't imagine receiving something in the future. You see yourself experiencing the reality of your manifested desire now, in this moment. If it's money, you feel the financial relief flowing through your body now. If it's love, you feel the warmth of that presence by your side now. If it's healing, you experience perfect vitality now. Not tomorrow, not when you're worthy. Now. The third key is the decree of the inevitable. In the final 6 seconds, you internally declare a power phrase that seals your manifestation, not a request, not a plea, a decree that recognizes an already existing truth. Something like, "This is already mine by divine right," or "I am the living expression of this abundance," or "As it was, so it is, so it shall be." These 3 keys should flow naturally, without hurry, without anxiety, like a sacred dance between you and the creative source. Like an intimate conversation between you and the version of yourself that already possesses everything you desire. But beware, your mind will resist. By the 5th second, it will whisper that it's impossible. By the 12th second, it will remind you of your past failed attempts. By the 15th second, it will calculate all the logical reasons why it can't work. This resistance is normal. It's the mind trying to keep you in the comfort zone of limitation. But you won't give in. You will sustain your vibrational frequency like a spiritual warrior protecting a sacred treasure. Because these 18 seconds aren't just a manifestation technique. They are an act of rebellion against the programming of scarcity that the world has tried to install in you. They are your declaration of spiritual independence. They are the moment you assume your rightful place as a conscious co-creator of reality. Are you ready to put this into practice right now? Now you're going to do something that will change your life forever. You're going to test the power of the 18 sacred seconds at this very moment, while these words still echo in your mind. Think of something you wish to manifest, something specific, something that would make a real difference in your life. It could be money for a bill due tomorrow. It could be a call from someone you love. It could be a job opportunity. It could be relief from physical pain. Choose something your heart truly desires. Now close your eyes for a moment and prepare for the most important 18 seconds of your week. Begin now. First 6 seconds. Breathe deeply 3 times. Feel gratitude flooding every cell of your body. You're not asking for something you don't have. You're giving thanks for something that is already yours. Your breath is an anticipated thank you to the universe. Seconds 7 to 12. See yourself living the reality of your desire now. Don't imagine receiving it in the future. Experience possessing it now. Feel the relief, the joy, the peace, the abundance flowing through your body at this moment. Let that sensation fill you completely. Last 6 seconds. Declare internally with absolute conviction. This is already mine by divine right. I accept with gratitude what already belongs to me. So it is. So it shall be. Open your eyes. There. You have just planted a seed in the creative matrix of the universe. You have just sent a direct message to the source of all abundance. You have just programmed your reality to reorganize itself in favor of your desire. But here's the final test. Remain at peace. Don't keep checking if it worked. Don't go chasing after signs. Don't start doubting because you haven't seen an immediate result. Maintain the vibration of one who has already received. Because true manifestation happens in silence, in trust, in the quiet certainty of one who knows that the invisible gears of the universe are already working in your favor. In the coming hours, in the coming weeks, observe how life begins to reorganize itself, how coincidences arise, how the right people appear, how opportunities multiply, how what seemed impossible begins to become inevitable. And every time doubt tries to set in, remember, you are no longer waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle. You are the living expression of divine abundance learning to recognize itself. But something even deeper is happening within you at this moment. Something fundamental has changed within you during these 18 seconds. You are no longer the same person who started reading this text. Your vibrational identity has been permanently altered. Before, you were someone who waited for abundance. Now you are someone who recognizes abundance as your natural state. Before, you were someone who asked the universe for permission. Now, you are someone who knows they are an inseparable part of the creative source. This shift in identity is the true secret behind all instant manifestation. It's not techniques or rituals that create miracles. It's the transformation of your sense of who you are that completely reorganizes the reality around you. When you operate from the identity of abundance, every thought you think, every word you speak, every action you take automatically vibrates at the frequency of prosperity. You no longer need to force yourself to think positively. Positivity becomes your natural language. When you recognize yourself as a conscious co-creator of reality, you stop begging for changes and start decreeing transformations. You stop hoping things will work out and start knowing that everything is already aligning perfectly. Florence Scovel Shinn didn't teach people to manifest things. She taught people to remember who they truly are. She showed that scarcity, disease, and limitation are not divine punishments or natural characteristics of human existence. They are merely temporary results of forgetting our true nature. You now carry within you the living remembrance of this truth. Each time you use the 18 sacred seconds, you are not just creating a specific manifestation. You are reinforcing your identity as an abundant, prosperous, and infinitely creative being. And the more you reinforce this identity, the more automatic your ability to manifest becomes. There comes a time when you no longer even need the techniques. Your very presence becomes a magnetic field of abundance. Your words carry creative power. Your desires manifest almost instantly because there is no longer any internal resistance between who you are and what you desire. You are becoming a version of yourself that lives in permanent synchronicity with life. A version that doesn't fight against reality, but dances with it. A version that doesn't chase abundance, but allows abundance to express itself through you. And this is just the beginning of your journey as a conscious co-creator of reality. You have reached the end of this journey, but in truth, you are only at the beginning of a new way of existing. You now possess the knowledge of the 18 sacred seconds. You have experienced the transformation of your vibrational identity. You have planted seeds in the creative matrix of the universe. But more important than all of that, you have remembered who you truly are. You are not someone who needs to beg for abundance. You are abundance in human form. You are not someone who needs to convince the universe to help you. You are a conscious extension of the creative source itself. You are not someone limited by external circumstances. You are the creator of your circumstances. From now on, every desire that arises in your heart is an opportunity to use the 18 sacred seconds. Every moment of doubt is a chance to choose faith. Every apparent obstacle is an invitation to exercise your creative power. You now carry a sacred responsibility to live as a living example of what is possible when a human being remembers their divine power. Each time you manifest something through the 18 sacred seconds, you are proving to the world that miracles are not exceptions. They are the natural rule of existence when we operate from our true identity. If this message touched something deep within you, if you felt the awakening of a long-forgotten truth, leave a comment sharing what desire you planted during the 18 seconds. Your experience can inspire someone who still doubts their own power. Like this video if you felt the vibration of abundance expanding within you. Subscribe to the channel to continue receiving reminders of your true divine nature. Share this message with someone who needs to remember that they too are a conscious co-creator of reality. And always remember, you are not learning something new. You are remembering something you always knew. You are not acquiring a power you didn't have. You are awakening a power that was always yours. In 18 seconds, everything can change. In 18 seconds, any dream can become reality. In 18 seconds, you can completely rewrite the script of your existence. You now know how to do this, as it was, as it is, as it always will be. The universe is waiting for your next 18 sacred seconds.